Greetings, fellow netizens. I'm Cyberkin, your artificial emissary from the digital realm, and today I'm bringing you a video on how I set up Krita for doing digital art. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So, first off, of course, we need to download Krita, which you can do from their official website. Just click on Get Krita, and then it should by default show the right version here for your operating system, but if it's not, you can just click on all download versions, and here it shows for Mac and Linux as well. I already have it downloaded, so I don't have to download it again. And then you just run the setup.exe that you downloaded. Now I am going to be using it in English, so that's okay. Next, accept the agreement. Next, choose your download location. That's fine for me. Shell integration is basically allows Krita files to show thumbnails of the file in File Explorer. So I'm going to keep that enabled. I agree. Next, install. And then next, finish. And here we have Krita. So now we can open it. And I'm just gonna open a new file here, just so that you can see. Okay, so these are the tool options. Now, by default, they are a Docker, which you can move around, but I actually prefer them to be in the toolbar. So what I'm gonna do is just go to Configure Krita, and then in the General section, in the Tools tab, set it to be in Toolbar. And after that, Krita has now loaded my default workspace, which is one that I created, but this is what it would look like by default. You can just click and drag on these to move them around or keep them floating if you want. But since I already have a optimized workspace, since I already have an optimized workspace, I'll just be importing that. And then I can just go over here and click on my workspace, which is still not the right one. Okay, so they're not working correctly right now, so I'm just gonna move these around. I'll put the brushes down here. Remove the snapshot docker since I don't use that. I already put the tools. So for this to change, it needs to restart. And so you can see the tools docker is still here. So I'm gonna restart it real quick. Actually, I don't want to save that. No. So now that it's restarted, it now you can see the tools options are up here. So currently I have a brush selected, so these are the tool options for the brush, but if I selected the rectangle tool, it would have different options for the rectangle tool. And then there are a few other settings that if you wanted to, you could change. For instance, the performance, where you can limit the amount of memory that Krita uses. If your computer doesn't have a lot of memory, that could be useful. Or if it has a lot, putting it higher would make it less laggy. And under miscellaneous, you can change the undo stack size. By default, I believe it is set to 30, but I have mine set to 200, and the more you have, the better. More undos equals better art. You could also change the rendering engine under the, let me just see here, I think it's also under performance. You can also change the instant preview settings here if you're noticing your preview is a bit laggy or stuttery. You can change these settings. Under general, annoying fly. Okay, under display settings, you can change the uh, rendering engine. OpenGL, I believe, is better if you don't have a very strong computer. I just leave mine on auto, which is direct 3D 11 via angle. So I'll just keep that the same. And then I'm gonna install some plugins. So the first plugin that I really want to install is UI Redesign, which you can download at GitHub. So you can just click download zip, and I already have it downloaded here. And then there's also Krita plugin PieMenu, which is another very great plugin. Just so that's at this link. I will also leave all of the links that I use in this video in the description. And I already have this one downloaded as well, so I'm not going to download it. And then all you have to do to import those plugins is just go up here to Tools, then Scripts, and then Import Python plugin from File. And you can just open them. I already have it installed technically, but I can just override it. And then if you enable a plugin, you need to restart Krita. So I don't want to save this. I'm just gonna open it again. Close and open. And then you'll notice there's this redesign menu here. And basically that moves your tools onto the viewport, which gives you a little bit more screen space. And as someone who values screen space a lot, it's very valuable. But I don't know why it's still showing the tool Docker here. That's odd. I don't think it should be doing that. There we go. Okay, so just disabling it and disabling and re-enabling it, fix that. It also has this NU tools options, which you can check, which basically just moves the tool options also into the viewport in the top right corner. And then there's one other plugin that I also have installed, which you can also just install by importing it from the zip file. It's called the PieMenu, and to change its settings, you just go to Tools, Scripts, and then PieMenu Settings. Now, this allows you to have a lot of great shortcuts. So if you click the tilde key, you can see it has all these things you can do. And you can set these to do really anything you want. You have all the options available here: animation options, brush, canvas, layer, miscellaneous, tools. So yeah, it can be really useful, but what you can also define one of the actions as a submenu, and I'm just gonna give it 6 submenu sections, and I'm gonna just select a few things here at random and save settings for it to save, and then when you click and hold, it will show those options. So there's canvas mode, filter mask, and then rotate canvas, which seems to be activating the moment I go on it, which is not very nice, but other than that, it works amazingly. I would also recommend you, if you're new to Krita, to just go through all the Dockers there are, because there are some very interesting ones. Like on the left side here, I have the recording Docker enabled, which is very useful for making time lapses. And then you can also import brushpacks, and there are 2 ways to do that. You can import it as a library. So if you have a bundle file, you can just select one of them and import them. Open, and then you'll see it appear here. I don't know why by default this one is deactivated. I'm gonna activate it because I want it activated. But you could also go to settings and manage resources. And from here, if you imported a brush pack and you want it to have its own tag over here, which not all of them always do, but most of the ones that I've imported do, what you can do is just go over to manage resources, select your brush pack that you want, and select all of the brushes in that pack, and then you can just assign them to a tag, and you'll be able to sort them by that tag down here, which makes it very easy if you have a custom brush pack and you want all of your brushes to be easily accessible to you. And then you can also change the color wheel over here. You can change different shapes. You can change the color model type. You can change the behavior, shade selector. You can add more shades, more sections to this. I think 3 is enough. So yeah. And that's all I have for this video. That's how I set up Krita. So I hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next one.